You've probably seen what's happened in the US Capitol. Here's a quick rundown to help you make sense of it all.
Charge the Capitol! USA! USA!
These are President Donald Trump supporters storming the Capitol building. It's where the US Congress sits.
Get down under your chairs if necessary.
Inside, lawmakers were holding a joint session to certify Electoral College votes to confirm Joe Biden as the next president of the United States.
The world watching what America looked like today.
That's definitely tear gas.
Okay, so what happened? Well, Trump has never conceded the November election. He says it was stolen, but his lawyers haven't been able to prove the allegations of widespread fraud. Ahead of Congress meeting to certify the presidential vote, Trump called on his supporters to head to Washington, D.C. for a rally. And many answered his call. On Wednesday morning, the crowd was growing outside the Capitol building. By around noon, Trump came out to speak to supporters outside the White House. Here's part of what he said.
We will stop the steal. After this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you, to the Capitol.
And that's exactly what they did, but Trump stayed home. By 2 o'clock, there were thousands of protesters, and some eventually broke through the barriers, got inside the building, and Congress stopped certifying the votes. Hours later, lawmakers had been evacuated. At one point, the Trump team put out a video of the president telling protesters to leave, but he didn't back down on his unsubstantiated fraud allegations.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us, but you have to go home now.
That video was actually taken down by Twitter and YouTube because of its potential to incite violence. In the early hours of Thursday morning, lawmakers returned to Congress and at 3:40 a.m. certified Joe Biden as president-elect. By that time, 4 people were dead, many more were injured, and at least 50 had been arrested. Lots of people condemned the violence, Democrats and Republicans. But what's really interesting is how all of this has exposed a growing split in the Republican Party. While Senator Ted Cruz was calling on Republicans to block the certification of votes for Biden, Republican heavyweights like Lindsey Graham, who've always backed Trump, were saying things like this.
Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it being this way. All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough.
So what happens now? Well, some people want Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution to remove Trump and make Pence president for now.
So many who have remained loyal to the president are seriously questioning whether he should continue as president of the United States for the next 2 weeks.
Democrats and Republicans are already accusing Trump of being mentally unsound. Others are talking about impeachment. Thing is, Trump still has time in office and can still use the powers of the presidency until Biden takes over. That happens on January 20th. By Thursday morning, Trump promised there will be an orderly transition, but some people are still worried. A lot can happen between now and Inauguration Day.